They say that hard work plus talent times faith equals success. If that should be the case, then my next guest is well on her way to finding that success. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 30 of the Game Changers podcast. My name is Quinn Sergis, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. I can't believe that we are 30 episodes in already. It seems like just the other day we started and we're well on our way upwards to 30 episodes and beyond. To mark such a major milestone, I had to bring on an amazing guest. Her name is Renee Lawrence, and she's a singer and songwriter. And it's my privilege to introduce her to you. Hello, Renee.
Hi.
How you doing?
Man, I grate like cheese. I'm good.
Great to hear from you. Just before we started recording, we were just speaking how it's been such a long time since we've spoken. I'm so happy to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here, man.
Great. So, I know you personally, but my listeners don't. So let's start by an introduction. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Renee Lawrence. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, South Trinidad to be specific. And I am a singer-songwriter. I sing primarily gospel and Christian inspirational music.
Lovely. So you write all your music?
Right now, yeah. When it comes to my original music, so far, yes, I have written all of them. In terms of actually recorded, I have 2 songs out right now. The most recent being a song called Sad Eyes. It was part of the Music TT project. It was an artist development program that I was a part of. So that song is really about, loving yourself amidst all of your insecurities and flaws and finding that confidence. And I also have another song called Made to Conquer. It's on the Golden Eagle rhythm. A really fun one. I wrote that specifically kind of as a mantra to encourage yourself when you're going through a difficult time that you're made to conquer because, God is your father. He have your back. He fights in your battles. So that's what it's about. And you can find Sad Eyes on all major streaming platforms. You'll find Made to Conquer on YouTube. And yeah, so those are my 2 original pieces of music that are right now. And you could stay tuned because more is coming.
So do you do this professionally? Or you just do this for fun?
Well, to be honest, it kind of started off as fun, so to speak. But right now I do music professionally. I also work outside of music, but I do gigs, whether it's background vocals in studio or live entertainment. I sing for weddings and whatnot as well. So it is something that, especially within the past 5 years, a little bit more has become more professional.
Got you. So Renee, where did your love for music come from?
Yeah. It really came from my family. My entire family is very, very musical. All of my uncles, well, especially most on my mom's side. My uncles, they play instruments, guitar, piano. Everybody just sing. So, growing up, auntie them always put you in the center and say, right, sing a song for me. And they go, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. So it just kind of started there. And then my dad also has a huge love for music. So my taste in music, I would say, was also molded from listening to the Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin albums with Daddy and whatnot. So I think it was just all around me from small.
Nice. So I'm hearing that music was part of your life. You just grew up around music. Nice. Okay, so you said that you make gospel and inspirational music. Why that type of music though?
Well, I think with music beginning, my musical journey, kind of beginning in church. It just started out that way, it will always be gospel because you're singing in church. But how I define myself, I'll define myself as a Christian inspirational artist. And to me, what that means is, yes, I sing gospel, but that's not the only thing I sing, because I do feel that we have an experience that is more human. Emotions, things like love, anger, frustration, that may not necessarily always be represented through gospel music specifically, which more caters to sing about the love of God and praises of God. And that is something that I realized I was always inspired by when I was writing. So not all of my music is gospel. However, as an individual as well, the way I live my life and the decisions that I make also affect my ministry. And even though I may sing something that is not gospel, I try to maintain my Christian values and my personal beliefs and represent that. So that's why I would say Christian inspirational.
Nice. You know, I think sometimes as Christians, we forget that we are humans too, right? We are humans first and kind of Christians second. Because, and I think that, marrying the love of God and the human experience is a beautiful combination. Because some of my favorite gospel artists, their music speaks to the human experience, but also speaks to how God can come in and help us. So if you think of like Jonathan McReynolds, his song People, it's the reality that, it's a human experience, but it's also the idea that God is still in the human experience. So I'm seeing that relates to you. Would you agree?
Yeah, it definitely does. And Jonathan is one of the artists that I really admire, the way he lyrically writes his music. His words are always so artistic.
Right.
If that's the best way I could put it across. And
Yeah.
it's mostly relatable, yeah.
Yeah. I think people, really reach out to that type of music because it helps inspire them, and it shows them who can get them out of the stressful situation that they're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to touch a little bit on your journey thus far. What would you say is your fondest memory concerning music thus far?
Now you see, these are hard questions. I cannot tell you from now. Because it's a choose. There are a couple. But I think I would go with the most recent, very memorable one, which was Gospel Fest in Antigua. So last year, around July, I would have headlined the Param Gospel Festival in Antigua. That was a first for me. It was massive. It was scary. But I learned so much from that experience, and it's something I definitely wouldn't trade for anything in the world. So part of it, well, being flown out to another country to minister. It also involved all the tours, radio, television to help promote the show. And then I was also working with the local praise team and the band there. So meeting people for the first time and trying to put everything together, because you'd have been communicating virtually, but then
Right.
trying to put everything together in a week. And then I am a very specific hands-on person. It's something I try not to do. But when I tell you, Quinn, if I have a vision for something, I want to see it happen. And I really did struggle to find the balance between trusting God and fighting for it. But one of the things was in terms of the outfits. For the first look that we did, I wanted something very uniform, and couldn't find somebody to sew it. But my mom taught me how to sew, and she was there with me as well. So I brought my cloth from Trinidad.
Wow.
And run up on them skirts. And my mom was a big help as well. She really helped me. pull all of that together. So there was that as well. And then afterwards, I was able to work with the praise team and help them to refine their sound a little bit, give them pointers on to how to lead the congregation better. So it was a lot that happened in the span of 2 weeks. But it was a huge, huge learning experience.
Wow. Now, take me into the performance though. Were you afraid because it was a first time thing? Were you scared or what was it like?
Ooh, boy, part of it was it had so much going on. I couldn't even have time spared to be afraid.
Right.
I was nervous because, it's a new crowd. Culturally, there would be some differences between me and, a different country. But I really thank God for the group of people that I had in the singers and the band. They were all so supportive, and we always pray and try to put God first before any rehearsal, before we take the stage, anything. And I think that was definitely a big help performance wise as well. Just being honest with yourself and being honest with your crowd, your congregation, the audience, or whatnot. Like one of the issues I was having, the wind, because it was outdoors.
Oh.
The breeze was just drying out my throat, and I had drinking. I said, "Poor boy, what's going on with me, boy?" So that was, little things like that tend to go wrong. But when you're in the right frame of mind and God in the mix, you tend to just let it blow over and keep it pushing.
Game Changers proudly supports Kids Health Creative, a publishing house encouraging children ages 4 to 12 to live healthy lifestyles, all while having good, clean fun. Get their latest book, Be Smart, at 10% off when you use promo code QUINST at checkout. That's QUINNST at checkout. Get yours today. Hello everybody, I hope you're enjoying the episode. This episode was made possible through a platform called Riverside FM. It's a platform that I've grown to love, and it really does justice to creators. Unlike Zoom or other platforms, it records content locally and then uploads it to the cloud, so you have a seamless video. If you are a creator and looking to get into this space, this is the platform for you. Click the link down below to get started today. Have you gotten your official Game Changers merch yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Get yourself a hip, trendy t-shirt or hoodie that is sure to turn heads. T-shirts only cost $55 EC and hoodies go for $120 EC. Highlight your inner game changer. Get yours today. I'm seeing that, mindset is a big thing, when you're about to do something so big. But how do you develop that healthy mindset though?
That's another great question. One of the tools that I think is extremely important is some form of therapy or counseling. Now, I'll be real with you, Quinn. I started therapy last year, individual counseling, and because I recognized I was having a lot of problems with, coping with my anxiety and whatnot, figuring things out. And it's one thing to pray about it, but, as people, you could talk to your friends about it as well, but your friends may not be qualified to help you come up with a plan as to how to, go about coping and whatnot. And therapy is not for crazy people, we trying to get rid of that stigma. everybody could benefit from having guided discussions to help sort out the jumble that tends to go on in your mind, especially as a creative when you put so much emotional value into what you do. It's very important to have that. So that was one thing that really helped me with mindsets. It's a process, but it helps. And also having faith in God and trust in God. That's one of the most difficult parts of it. Because remember, as people, as human beings, God is not an individual standing here that we could shake his hand, you know. And I really think maybe as I get older, as I study more, I might have a different opinion. But I really think it purely kind of comes down to your belief.
Mm-hmm.
Like your faith will be based off of the fact that I believe there is a God. And all the miracles that he works and all the promises will only matter to you if you believe that God exists. But so having that belief and trying to build that relationship, there's the hymn that says, "Oh, what peace we often forfeit, oh, what
Mm-hmm.
peace we bear, all because we do not carry everything to God." You know, when you're going through something and you're anxious, you're trying to find all the solutions for yourself, and you can't see how it's going to work out. And when you finally exhausted all of your options, you say, God, I'm done. I have nothing else. And you work it out. And the solution's so simple. You're like,
Right.
but I was even stressing out for, boy. And then you realize, oh, what needless pains we bear. All because we don't leave it in God's hands. So when you're going through something else now, you could tell yourself, it's scary. I don't know the solution. But I know the last time I left God something in God's hands, it worked out so simply that I didn't have to deal with anything. And you try to have that in mind and just let go and let God. And it sounds simple, it's probably one of the hardest things to do, but that is another thing that really helps with your mindset, coping with anxieties and the stress. Because if God dealing with it, you don't have to worry about it. And you could just focus on doing your part, being diligent and doing what you have to do, and things will work out.
Beautiful. You see, I'm seeing that, your connection with your faith plays a huge role, not just in the content that you create, but your mindset as well.
It's a process. It's a process.
For sure. Now you spoke about counseling, and the need for professional help. How do you think that has made you a better person in your personal life, and also made you a better professional?
Okay. So with my counselor, my therapist, we started off by prioritizing different aspects of my life, identifying things that were important to me and prioritizing it in that way. And then, through the different sessions, bit by bit, we would choose what we're focusing on, how we're going to plan it, how we're going to go about working and improving on this particular aspect. And it really helps to itemize just your life in general instead of having it a big mush and a big mess. So I
Right.
focus bit by bit. And also, as I keep saying, it's a process because things just don't happen overnight. And sometimes you feel like you're getting somewhere. And then some days you feel like you take 10 steps back. But that's just part of it. And it's to keep at it. And that attitude, that mindset translates over to music, to my professional life. When you start to feel overwhelmed, knowing that you could take a step back and slow down, break it down, and keep working at things bit by bit.
Absolutely. Now, as you were speaking, I don't have that question jotted down, but we met each other at the University of the Southern Caribbean, right? And I know USC music is a big deal. I'm supposing that it was a big deal in your life.
Yes.
Tell me how going through the time at USC impacted your career.
Wow. Quinn, thank you for this question. I am going to shamelessly plug the music department of the University of the Southern Caribbean. I started off my vocal training, it was at USC. I remember my brother was the first one to point out, Renee, I think you might have something here. It could be a soprano, whatnot. And then when Karen came and took over as the head of the department, he started this thing called the Lyceum series. So they would, but actually, no, I don't think it started, but continued. So they would bring in lecturers or whatnot from other universities like La Sierra University in California, Cal Baptist or whatnot. And they would come and do what you call a master class. So you prepare your piece to the best of your ability. You come, you sing it, and the person who's leading it, they would listen, take their notes, and then in front of everyone, they would start working with you and correcting and whatnot. So you get to learn, and then the entire audience gets to also learn from your mistakes or see how they go about fixing it. And it's a really awesome thing. And that was where I first started dabbling in vocal training. And then through being involved with the different groups, and over time, they would keep having it. They were bringing more guest lecturers. I was able to work with all these different people from all over and establish relationships with persons from all over. And apart from just vocally, how it helped me to grow and improve on my technique and learn, I was also connected with opportunities to persons abroad. So I was able to feature in their programs online, stuff that you got paid for. True. My relationships with the people, Also, well, I started off as part of the concert band. I was actually playing tenor saxophone. And then I joined the UCO, which is the main ensemble, the University Choir and Orchestra, as a singer. And most recently, the Christmas concert gone here in December, I was able to do a lead. And it's only afterwards it really dwelled on me, like, wait, no. I just did a solo with a full choir and orchestra, dancers, light show. That is an amazing experience. And we have that right here at USC. And top quality. I've been a part of other productions and stuff. It was really, really, really good. And there was one other thing. So they also have the USC Music Academy, which is focused on community outreach. So whereas school that students will enroll and whatnot, and you have to have certain qualifications to join the program, they have the USC Music Academy where anyone in the community, just about any age, can come. You're interested in an instrument. Once they have the lecturer available or the teacher available, and they also have students as teachers as well. You organize your sessions, you pay the fee, and it's very accessible. And you start learning. They have physical and virtual classes. And I was also actually teaching with the Music Academy for a while. I had some students I was teaching voice, and it was a lovely experience. So the USC Music Department, I definitely will say, played a major role in my growth as an artist, as an individual. It really helped to keep me sane because I did biology. A lot of people think I did music, but my major was actually biology with a medical focus, and I did a minor in chemistry. And the music department was right opposite School of Science and Technology.
Right.
So I would walk out of lab completely stressed, frustrated, feel like, oh God, I'm failing this semester. And I'd go in a practice room and sit down. And if it have somebody else practicing somewhere, you're hearing the music, you get to be there and play or sing and just be surrounded by the energy of music. So I really feel like that was my heartbeat on campus.
Absolutely. I like to big up with you, USC, because I know that, it plays a major role in those who come from the program or those who are part of the program. So definitely, I had to ask that question.
Yeah.
All right, Renee. So we move into my favorite segment in a Game Changers interview, the quick hitter segment.
Oh boy.
So this segment is quick fire, rapid fire questions. Give the first answer that comes to your mind. Some questions we might ask you to explain, so it'll be a little bit more than rapid fire. But, it's entitled to go by very quickly.
All right.
Right?
You want the first answer that comes to mind, Quinn?
Oh, well.
That's Quinn. All right.
Do it. You know,
Let's
we
go.
won't judge you. All
Let's go.
right,
Let's go.
let's go straight to it. Okay, so the first question: give your top three artists, dead or alive. I know that's a hard question.
Uh,
Let's go.
Whitney Houston, Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Harry Styles, but is what comes to mind. But that's somebody that I listened to his music recently. So that's
Okay, cool. Fine. Again, no judgment. Question number two: Apple or Android? And we ask everybody this question.
Android. I wish I had an Apple too. Android. I can't listen. I'm a little old lady, you know. I can't. I don't know. Apple. Give me my Android, eh?
I agree. You know, I like it too. So I'm there with you. And my final quick hitter question: who would you like to see on Game Changers?
Michael Renault. He's a photographer. He went to USC as well. He's one of my favorite photographers right now. And I think he would have a lot to add to this program. His insight is like no other. His opinions on different topics and also his growth from when he started to now. If consistency was a person, I would say is Michael.
Okay. Yeah, and I watched his content recently. I think it was his birthday recently.
Yeah.
And I looked at some of his content. I said, boy, I need to reach out. So
Yep.
thanks for reminding me. I would definitely reach out.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right. So we're moving on to the back end of the interview. It's been a great interview thus far. And I hope, the last few questions will give us even more insight.
Mhm.
I know that creatives like yourself are inspired by people.
Mm.
Who inspires you, Renee?
Why? So one person comes to mind off the jump, and it's an artist that I recently found. His name is Camilo. I think he's Colombian,
Mm-hmm.
not? But this guy just emulates freedom in the way that he sings and expresses himself. The sound of his music is just so pure. Whether it's a sad song, it's a love song, I will send you a link so you can check out his Tiny Desk. That is how I first found him. And
Sure.
it just made me so happy to listen to his music and to watch the way that he performs and puts his all into what he does. And that really inspires me because that freedom to express is something I'm always looking for. It's so easy to get boxed in, especially when you find a formula that works and you know if you do this, it's going to be good. It's a little scary to step out of that comfort zone and push yourself to grow more. So that freedom of expression is something that always speaks to me. Yeah. Whitney Houston is another artist. Man, when you watch a Whitney Houston concert, especially, well, apart from her being so incredibly gifted, she just
Mm-hmm.
looked so happy and in the moment. Yeah. And then, one other person, Michael Reno, who I just mentioned. As I said, his growth and his consistency is something that I looked at and I thought, yeah, that's something that I would want to apply to myself as well. So
Absolutely. And that's even more reason for us to have Michael on.
yeah.
So we're going to have you on for sure. All right. My question before the last one: how can people get in contact with you, Renee?
Oh, so I have a Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel. You can find me at Renee Lawrence Official. I believe on Facebook it's still Renee Lawrence, but I have a page, so you can follow me.
Mm-hmm.
On my page, I am most active on Instagram, so you can always reach out there. I do also respond to my messages on Facebook. It just may take a little longer on Instagram. And if you want to keep up with
Okay.
music as well, as I say, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Renee Lawrence Official. I have more content planned during the year. So you can look forward to that. I also plan to release another original piece of mine. So you can look out for that as well. Oh, and if you would like to send me an email, you can email me at reneelawrenceofficial@gmail.com or officiallyrene.l@gmail.com. That one is more active right now because I haven't fully transitioned to the other email.
Got you. Right? And as usual, we will leave the links down below so you can get quick access to get to know and maybe get to see some more content from Renee. So absolutely, we'll do that. My final question, Renee. A young person is looking at this or probably has listened to your music before. What advice would you give to them to become like someone like you, or not necessarily like you, but someone who goes after what they want in life?
Okay. Excellent question. I think most importantly, try to get an understanding of what you want to offer to the world. Now, I also do want to say put God first, but the fact of the matter is not everybody gonna be doing gospel, and not everyone gonna be looking at, singing for Jesus. Although you do need a little Jesus in your life, I'll still advocate for him.
Absolutely.
But I think so. I would also the first thing, I would say, is to try and get a very clear picture of what you want to offer to the world and what you want to do, because that is going to help to guide what you put out, how you put it out. And then meeting other creative people is very easy to get intimidated and see someone else way more successful and think, all right, well, if you do what they're doing, then you would reach that place. But your gift may have a different reach. So it's always important to remember that what you have is unique to you, and that's what you want to offer. As it pertains to especially gospel and whatnot, as I say, put God first, because His will is I think it will be a really special thing when your will aligns with what God wants for you. And He will open the doors, He will pay the bills, He will find a way for you to do what it is that He wants you to do. For me, I still haven't now, as much as I'm talking about music, I still feel like I haven't fully been able to define my purpose in life. But one thing I feel like if my gift really was given from God, my voice, and especially when I write gospel and whatnot, I really feel inspired by God, and that is my job to share that with the world, to share that with people. And I think that mindset is what really helps guide me when I decide where I'm going to sing, if I'm going to do it for free. I would sing in a big church, a small church, it don't matter, because I feel like God really placed me here to share with the world and for Him to use my gift to reach people that say a sermon may not reach. So that's the other aspect. Let God guide what you have to do. Remember that what you have is unique to you, and to give your offering to the world as opposed to somebody else's. And last but not least, have fun with it. Life not that serious.
Right.
At the end of the day, you don't want to look back on all these struggles and feel like you left some in the tank. Just go for it, have fun, be pure with your intentions, and live your best life.
Absolutely. That's great advice. Good all-around advice. And I hope my listeners, whether they musically inclined or not, could listen to it and take it on board. Because that, as I said, is great advice. Renee, I want to thank you for coming on. You have been a fantabulous guest.
Thanks for having
Yes, I mean, I've been meaning to have you on for a while. In fact, I think it was Angel who told me, why don't you have Renee on? And I said, why didn't I even think of that earlier? So I'm so happy that I've had you on. And I want you to continue being yourself. Continue being you. Because the person you are naturally is what took you to where you are today. And we love you for who you are. So continue being you.
Thank you for that. And Quinn, of course, I just want to encourage you as well to keep. I think this is an excellent initiative that you took on with the game changers. So I just pray all the success over it and keep at it.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the advice. Okay, guys, this has been yet another episode of Game Changers. Thank you for coming on. Remember to like and subscribe. You know, as I always say, we are on all streaming platforms. And I want you guys to download the episode so you can listen to it whenever you want, on your way to work, or your way from work, at the gym, wherever you want to listen to the episode, you can listen to it. So download the episode on the streaming platforms on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And as usual, stay hungry, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.